Hey guys, welcome back. In this video I am going to show you how I am painting my rock faces. This technique, I can't take credit for this technique. I saw a video on YouTube. I will post the YouTube name, the member name of the YouTube member that posted this video, and it's titled Painting Rocks with Dave Frary. But I figured I would just show you me painting a rock. Now I'll show you the list of materials that you will need for this project. Okay, the paint we are going to use, you will need white. Now these are acrylic colors. White, raw umber, raw sienna, and also this is kind of an added step. I'm using some golden brown also. And here's the main one. It's something that Dave Frary calls scenic black. I don't know if you can read that. What it is, it's 2 parts earth brown, 1 part black, and then mixed 50-50 with water. And it's something he calls scenery black. And I already have my jar of it here that I mixed up. So let me get this set up and I'll show you the steps of doing this. Okay, as you can see, we have a rock face here. And now for this, all we need to use are these cheap 1-inch bristle brushes. And I have my jar of scenery black here. And this is kind of reverse from leopard spotting technique. I don't really care for the leopard spotting technique. I've tried it. I don't care for it. I didn't get good results. I mean, maybe some people do. I didn't like the results. So this is almost kind of reverse, you know. We want to paint this whole rock with this scenery black, which is almost a complete black. So you're almost giving it the black wash first, basically. And you don't have to be, I mean, real picky with this. Just slap it on. Alright, there we go. That's the first step. Now, you want to let that dry, and we'll come back with our next step. In fact, what I might do, I already have one here that's dry. I'll just move over to this one, and we will continue. Okay, here I have a palette with our colors poured out. We got the white, we got the raw umber, raw sienna, and the golden brown. If you watch that other video, Dave has a certain technique that he uses, but I've found that this step here is, I mean, you can come up with any different technique and colors and what color you want to put on at what time. It's the nice thing about this, you're hand painting everything. If there's something you don't like, you can always come right back to it, touch it up with a different color, add more, you know, of a different color until you get what you like. So I'm gonna set this camera up here and we're gonna paint a rock face. Alright guys, now this is more of like a dry brushing technique, and I'm gonna take some of my I'm gonna start out with the raw sienna. Get some on your brush. You got your palette, you can dab some of it off. You got some background scenery that you're going to be covered up, you can just, you know, brush some of that off, see what you think it's going to look like. But we just want to start going over this. Basically the black is just going to, we're going to cover most of this. The black one there will just fill up some of the cracks and highlight everything. And there's really no professional technique to this. You just want to brush things on. I think you heard my dog upstairs. Something must have saw something. But go ahead and go over this fairly well. Now, I'm going to let that dry a little bit because there's a good bit on there. So, let that dry a little bit and I'll come back. Alright, we're back. Most of that's dry. It doesn't have to be completely dry. I'm going to take some of my raw umber. And I'm just going to, you want to get most of it off. And just, wherever you see fit, you know. Slap a little bit of different color on there. Maybe it'll have a dark line through it. And don't forget, you can also take some of this paint, kind of mix some colors together. You know, come up with a different color, different shade. Brush some of that off there. You know, I just want to dry brush some of this on here in spots. And you'll pick up your own technique as you do this. What you like, what you might not like, what colors you want to use. I just brush some of that on there. I'm going to take some of my just my golden brown here. It's a lighter brown. Highlight some stuff here. Like I said, you might have to wait for some of these colors to dry in between. And if you think you get too much of one color on, hey, you can always go back with another color, you know, and touch it up until you get it the way that you like it. I'm going to let that dry a little bit more. Okay, I've decided that I want to add a little bit more darker paint, some raw umber. I'm going to put some streaks in there, back in where it might be a little bit darker. It's not kind of out front. And then I want to try to lighten up. The tips a little bit here. I'm going to use some golden brown. It's a lighter brown. I'll lighten up some of this. Like I said, this is, you'll come up with what colors you want to use and how you want your rock to look. But this is what I'm going for. Like I said, if you think, well, maybe I got too much of this color on or too much of that color, hey, you can always go back after, you know, and add whatever color you thought that you like. You can, basically, this is foolproof. That's kind of the nice thing about this technique. Virtually foolproof. Mix colors up a little bit, different colors together, different shades. and it will look slightly better, slightly different when it dries. Like I said, I'm going to let that dry just a little bit more before we do the last step. Alright guys, for the final step, you're going to take a little bit of your white, and we are gonna, you want to dry brush just the tips of your rock face. And it'll bring out some of the highlights. It works out better if you actually leave it completely dry before you start the white. If you think you got a little bit too much on, you just go back over, maybe cover some of it up, let it dry a little bit. The camera actually makes it look like there's more white on there than there really is. I don't know why. Trust me, that's really not that white. And if you see something you don't like on it, like I said, go back over it with whatever color you want until you're happy with the finished product. Let me show you rock face that I painted earlier. That's a finished product. Hopefully you can see that. Hopefully it shows up. And like I said, the camera actually brings out the white a little bit more than it really shows up in person, but you get the idea. But anyways, that's the technique that I plan on using for the rest of this. So I'll talk to you guys later, and hope you enjoyed this.